Kake is a wonderful place. Everywhere we go, there's an outstanding view of the southeast landscape, so it's great.
So Kake is a lot like a lot of other villages in Alaska, and we struggle with a lot of the same things, and we also have a lot of the same successes. And one of the key values for Tlinkits is respect.
The respect for elders, the respect for their family, the respect for the community and the land.
The community itself is great. Everybody looks to help everybody else out. The only downfall is the problem with alcohol and drugs, and which can lead to that domestic violence, wrong choices, those things like that. And that's what we're trying to change. We want our community to be the best, the best at everything we do, in anything we do. And right now, our kind of pitfall is that domestic violence. I am a junior high teacher, teach 6th and 7th, and also coach the boys basketball team. Most times we're not building college athletes. At this level, you're building an athlete that can compete, but you're also building them to be young men that are respected in the community and can, give back to the community at some age or someday.
Sports is a huge motivator for our students.
Yeah, so one of the reasons that we have incorporated coaching boys into men with our sports is because many of these students are leaders in their classroom and in our school. And so they become our biggest advocates for sexual assault awareness and leading in preventing domestic violence.
So teaching boys to men along with sports, a lot of it goes hand in hand, because you can carry what you learn in life to a basketball floor, what you learn on a basketball floor in life. So you can kind of make those connections.
Coaching Boys into Men is a program that we've been doing here for around 10 years, and it's a program to help our boys know what a good relationship should look like, how they should treat women, how they should be treated. And the core value is respect, respecting others and having respect for ourselves. A lot of the conversations we have with them are kind of a father-son kind of conversation, and some of the topics are really tough. We talk about consent, we talk about abuse, we talk about our words, our technology, and we're finding that even though the conversations are difficult, they're very meaningful and it has a lasting impact.
Just by first glance, some of the impacts that I've seen in Kake through the program is you can see the willingness of the boys to be leaders within the community, and not just in the basketball floor as well, but in the community as well. They step up, they help, they're respectful, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create that culture of change in our community.
Yes, I treat women with more respect. If they're cold, I usually give them my coat, or I open the door for them and usually just help them out as much as I could. I learned respect women and stuff. If people are treating them bad and calling them names, you usually step in and say, hey, don't do that, and you defend them.
Through Boys to Men, I learned respect.
What respect means to me is respecting the land, what you eat, your elders, your parents, listening when people are talking to you.
I want to be a good role model to them, so doing Boys into Men is pretty big, so I'd say I'd lead the example, so do something right and then they just follow in my footsteps.
Some of the issues in Alaska is that 1 in 2 women will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime. And that is an issue that we're not willing to turn our eyes away from. And we're wanting to change that statistic. And so reaching out to these kids and these future leaders is a big part of that change. And it may be a generation or 2 before we see full change, but we don't want to be the worst state in the nation for domestic violence and sexual assault.
Respect starts today. It starts with me.
Respect starts today and it starts with me.
Respect starts today and it starts with me.
There is hope in Alaska, and some of it starts with these young men and the coaches who are mentoring them.